Students, now we come towards the last part of the first chapter of development, gender related development. We are now going to learn about, has development been equal both for men and women, that is for male and female in our country. We will also look at what are the problems that are restricting women to be at par or be equivalent to men. And we will also look at what are the different ways this could be solved. Let's look at it. First, let's understand why is the role of women so important in development. It's very simple. 50% of the population, half of the population of a country is female. So the role of women in development process is very significant. Why? Because women form half the population, half the capability to work in all fields of the economic system. So if there is a civilized or a well-developed society, they have to provide social, economic, educational and political equality to women. After independence, our constitution has assured, what have they assured? Equality of freedom and opportunity to both men and women. So in your exam, they may ask you, what has constitution done to ensure equal opportunity for men and women? So you can say it is mentioned in the constitution as an article. But there are significant types of discrimination that still happen. What do I mean by discrimination? Discrimination means they are not given equal opportunity. How, you ask? Let's look at it. There is a lot of violence against women in the form of rape. I'm sure you all are aware of the Nirbhaya rape case. This only suggests that women are not given equality in all spheres. They are always considered secondary. Like if male or men are here, women are considered as second in line. So in which segments or sectors can we see discrimination? We can see it in the sex ratio. What do I mean by sex ratio? For every 1,000 males, the number of females is less than 1,000. The number of females for every 1,000 males is the most important indicator. This is nothing but sex ratio. It reveals the treatment meted out to women in a society. India, because of all-round discrimination against females and preference for a male child, has a sex ratio of barely 945 in 2011. Very important definition, sex ratio. This number is also very important. What is worse is still lower in children from 0 to 6 years population, there is more discrimination. Next, even in terms of literacy, the literacy rate among women is just 65.46% in 2011 census compared to 82.14% among men. Why? Because there is not so much importance given to the literacy or the education of a female. If you look at workplace, women mainly work in the unorganized sectors like construction, small scale industries and so on. And they also get very low wages compared to their male counterpart. It is also true that women are not free to spend the income the way they wish to spend it. And because of their limited education in very high positions, you do not see women. Many women are also malnourished. Why? Because if you would have noticed, in many households, woman eats in the end. After the head of the family, after the children have eaten, they eat in the end. So this leads them to be malnourished and to have a lot of illnesses. They also have low nutrition because of the same reason. And with this low levels of nutrition, when they are compelled or forced to do heavy work, it may lead them to fall sick. and this is normally ignored by the other men. Especially in cases of a pregnant woman, it is even more serious as the baby's health is also affected along with the mother's. India also has a very high rate of maternal mortality rate. What is this maternal mortality rate? Mothers dying during and after child delivery. Also, infant mortality rate, children below 1 year, and child mortality rate, that is children below 5 years. So students, you all remember we discussed sex ratio where there are just 945 female for every 1000 male, and we also saw that the children, the babies, the female babies are much lesser. Do you all know why? Because of a very evil practice of detecting the gender of the fetus. So when a lady is pregnant, through sonography, they find out whether the fetus is male or female. Because they do not want a female child, kill the fetus itself. This is called female feticide. In the fetus itself, the female child is killed. Female feticide. They detect the gender of the fetus and destroy it if it is found to be the female one. This is one of the major reasons for lower and declining sex ratio in our country. Representation of women in political bodies, it could be panchayats, state assemblies and parliament, is very limited to their reservation. Like if there are 33% seats reserved in the panchayat, women are only there up to that many in number. Even in sessions and meetings, their presence is not really felt. So the discrimination is experienced in all the field, from the time of birth to literacy, like going to school or getting opportunities of education, then at the time of employment, in political circles, in all the circles, this discrimination has been observed. So what do you think is the solution? Let's look at it now. So to promote women to participate in economic activities, they have formed certain groups called self-help groups. These are formed in a lot of villages of India. What are these SHGs or self-help groups, you ask me? Let's discuss. Self-help group is a group of women, normally a group of 20 women who come together to share their meager resources. Meager meaning less or limited resources. They obtain external support, they undertake business jointly and earn income. Now for example, if I as an individual, I have 5,000 rupees and I live in a village, it may not be enough for me to start a dairy farm or a farm of cows. So what I do is, we make a group of 20 women. We all put in 5,000 rupees each, and now we have 1 lakh rupees, which is quite a lump sum amount. With this lump sum amount of money, we begin a dairy farm, and with that money, whatever we earn, we again share it equally amongst all of us. This is called a self-help group. Y'all also should write to me and tell me what are all the various self-help groups that exist in your villages. I would be looking forward to hearing so many interesting stories. They are trained. So all the members of these self-help groups, they are trained in managing accounts, very important from business point of view, handling bank transactions and skills to take up remunerative income generating activity. Remunerative means a way which they can earn or make money by doing business. Self-help groups have been instrumental or very important in helping women to earn, save and spread at their willingness. So when they can earn and spend as per their will, it gives them a lot of dignity and autonomy. What is the meaning of autonomy? Independence in decision making. In recent years, many steps have been initiated for empowerment of women. Students, what is empowerment? Empowerment may be described as the expansion in people's ability to make strategic life choices in a context where this ability was previously denied to them. Let's discuss. So let's say, for instance, there was a lady who has been given 5,000 rupees per month from her husband every month. Every time she had to spend out of that 5,000 rupees, she had to go to her husband and ask permission. Can I go buy grocery? Can I admit our children to dance classes? Could I gift my friend? And so on. If she was denied permission, she could not spend the way she wanted to. But now, she works at a self-help group and she earns this 5,000 herself. And now she has all the independence to decide where she wants to spend. If she wants to buy a sari, she just goes, decides, and she buys the sari for herself. So this is empowerment, where previously what decisions were denied to a person, now they have been given the independence to make those decisions on their own. Empowerment is a process that infuses or gives people with power. What kind of power? Access to resources, expands individuals' capacity and power of decision making, that is autonomy. Many laws in the country have been made. For what? To curb violence against women, where violence could be at home in the form of domestic violence. You may have seen many men beat up women, sometimes women beat up other women. So many laws have been made to curb or stop such violence at home and at workplaces. So what are these laws? They are providing a guarantee of equal wage. So if there's a work, both men and women are doing the same work. Previously, men used to get 10,000 rupees for the work, and just because you're a woman and you're doing the same amount of work, they got paid 8,000. But now our constitution guarantees equal pay for equal work. So there is a guarantee of equal wages. They have been provided with reservation of seats in elected bodies like in the panchayat level. So all of these measures will certainly help in bringing women in the mainstream of development. This brings us to the end of the chapter of development. Students, open your textbook. Now let's solve all the backside questions. Let's begin with fill in the blanks on page 144. What is economic development? It is a complex phenomenon. You could even write the definition of economic development here. Next question. The value of goods and services produced in a year is it called national income or real national income? You got it right, it's called national. Question 3. In an underdeveloped country, basically, dash is lower, the per capita income. Question 4. Human development indicates expansion of dash, human welfare. Question 5. The dash is responsible for publishing Global Human Development Report, World Bank or UNDP? Who do you think? It is the UNDP. Next question. India ranked, what did it rank in Human Development Index in 2014? 135. Its score was 0.586 out of 1. Sex ratio was dash in India in the year 2011. It was 945 for every 1,000 male. So we write it as 945 is to 1,000. Answer the following. Question 1. Define development and explain the process of development. Definition. Economic development is a process whereby an economy's real national income increases over a long period of time. Who gave this definition? Professor Mia and Baldwin. Now let's discuss the process of development. In the process of development, there is the operation of forces that bring changes in the supply of factors of production in the structure of demand of products. These changes that come in factor of production, they take place due to discovery of additional resources, education and skill development. It could also be because of capital accumulation or due to growth of population or due to the adoption of better techniques of production. So, the demand for production is proportional, or it changes in comparison to the size and composition of population level and distribution of income, the taste of people, etc. So, all of these above changes contribute to an increase in the income. What do you mean by underdevelopment? What are its causes? The word underdevelopment denotes a backward and stagnant situation where levels of living of people are low. What are the causes? Lower level of per capita income, lower productivity level, high population growth, unemployment, poverty, illiteracy. Learn all the points and be very perfect with every keyword in the definition. Next question, what is HDI? How is it calculated? The United Nations Development Program, UNDP, has constructed an index known as the HDI, or Human Development Index. The core capabilities of a country's population are defined, measured and combined to derive the composite HDI. How is health measured? In terms of life expectancy. How is education measured? In terms of literacy attainments. And how is purchasing power measured? Through per capita income. The average of all these three, health, education and purchasing power, is HDI. Examine the causes for low HDI of India. 1. Inadequate basic minimum amenities. 2. Inadequate nutritious food. Lack of shelter and clothing. Lack of education facilities. Inadequate health and social security. Polluted environment. Next question, how to achieve gender equality? Many laws have been enacted to curb violence against women at home and at workplace by guaranteeing equal wages, by promoting gender equality, by promoting girls' education, by providing reservation of seats in the elected bodies. And lastly, all of these measures, when they are combined, they will help in bringing women to the mainstream of development. This is a very important question, has come several times in your exam. Women self-help groups are supportive to women empowerment. Justify. Justify means explain in order to promote. First, let's always, when you open the answer, explain what is a self-help group. In order to promote participation of women in economic activities and achieve economic empowerment, self-help groups are being formed in villages and cities. What do they lead to? They lead to empowerment. What is empowerment? It's described as the expansion in people's ability to make strategic life choices in a context where this ability was previously denied to them. So it's a process that infuses people with power and access to resources, and self-help groups help achieve empowerment. They also expand individuals' capacity and power of decision making, which is called autonomy. They have been instrumental in helping women to earn, save and spend at their willingness. So what has increased? Dignity and autonomy. So students, this brings us to the end of the chapter of first chapter in economics, development. We learned a lot of things in this chapter. We learned what is development, what is underdevelopment, indicators of development and the gender development. I hope you all will work very hard to perfect your definitions, to learn the answers that are in detail, and you all will learn the statistics also correctly. Okay students, that's all for today. See you. Bye-bye.